Hello, welcome everyone. Good, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever you are. I always forget to mention it, and yeah. So we're gonna be starting our another session on out of the box developer. So hey Pedro, hey Chila, how are you?
Fine, thank you. Happy
Cool.
to be here
Hello,
today.
And I see I see that Thiago also just joined us. Hey Thiago, I'll call you here.
hello everyone. How are you?
Right, it's
Hello,
cold
Thiago.
in Portugal, man.
Sorry,
You
what?
are with jacket.
Yeah,
It's cold in
it,
Portugal.
yes. I think today we read 7 degrees. So yeah,
How many? How many degrees?
seven.
Seven.
You reach seven
Whoa.
degrees. Yeah. Now I think it's 12, 13, something like that.
Oh my. Here I think it's 27. Maybe it's quite hot today. I don't know everyone. I don't know Chila too, but here it's quite hot. I had to stay
I need
on
to check
air
the
conditioning.
temperature because here, yeah, it's 5 degrees right now.
5 degrees. Oh my god. We don't have it here in Brazil.
Never.
Yeah, never had it
Yeah.
here.
Today when it passes 30, I turn it on the air conditioner, so I could live
Yeah,
here.
me too. I stayed behind in front of air conditioner all day today.
All
It
day.
was really hot. But yeah, so today we're gonna be talking about building your own ChatGPT from scratch, right? You already mentioned it here about LMStudio. Uh, so before we get started today, I think Pedro, you have prepared some content, right, to share today.
Yeah, that's the idea, right? I'm trying the LM Studio. LM Studio is a very interesting tool to test to test the LLMs. So it's I find it very easy and useful. So to I thought it was very good to show to the audience here because well it we all we it's always interesting to know more tools to try out some artificial
Yes,
intelligence.
and since AI has have been on the top of the discussion of many places, many areas, it's good to have some tools that help us. Since we began here, at least since I begin with this topic, I used LangChain 4J to help me with applications to create some examples with ChatGPT. But also good to know. I think one thing that's really interesting about LM Studio is to run those models locally, right, on our own
Yeah.
computer, so you don't depend
Hmm.
on internet or any service that will be running and you are afraid of being they they catch your data and do whatever they want, so you are able to run it locally on your machine in a more safe way. Before we continue, I just want to say hello to George Tavares. Hey Georgie, anyone that is watching us, please send a hello here so we can also interact with you. And yeah, maybe a good question before we get started to our audience is, what is do you have what is the biggest challenge if you already tried to create your own chat GPT or to create something uh, regarding to those models that is nowadays everyone is exploring some new solutions, some new thing to create. So place here, what do you have tried already, and what is the biggest challenge that you find there? Cool.
Oh yeah.
And
Well,
oh, go.
let us start talking about the thing, right? So
Mhm.
people can try out themselves. And
Yes.
if you can allow me share the screen.
Yep. Just before you share the screen, let me just introduce a new guy that will be with us from today. He just joined us first time here, so I want to give warm welcome to Igor Fraga. Hello, Igor. How are you, man?
Hey, hi guys. How you doing? Thanks for the introduction here. It's a pleasure to meet you all. Let's learn together here. I've been looking a lot about these LLMs this weekend, playing around, and I really
Cool.
believe that's a, a big game changer in the way we develop applications right now. You can just enhance your applications with such intelligence and bring that together with these models that can be trained to the focus that you want. And I believe Pedro is going to explain us a lot more right now. So and thank you, Hugo, for the invite to be here today with you guys. Uh, let's talk about it.
Cool. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's good that you just started the uh, some project with LLMs. Here it is. It works better with discussions, with questions. So whatever you want to bring here, comment here, would be welcome. Okay, Igor,
Awesome.
Exactly.
go ahead.
And let me put straight here that I'm not an expert on that. I'm just playing around and trying to do some stuff. So uh, you said correctly here. So let's try to learn together. And of course, there are lots of things here that I don't understand that I would love to understand as well. So this is a moment that we can learn together. Cool.
Cool. Okay. So let's get started. Pedro, can I share your screen here?
Sure. The screen is already prepared.
I will put you in the focus too. Okay, so let me just place everyone.
No,
Uh,
no need. No need.
okay, go ahead.
This guy is okay.
The stage is
Okay.
yours.
Cool. Thank you. Right. This is the LM Studio. It's interesting to to understand what is this tool here. Well, LMStudio is aimed to run LLM models locally on your machine, okay, and help us to interact with this LLM with this LLM in a chat way, or even create your own server to try out this and try and test with together with your code and something like that. So this is a very helpful tool if you want to run different kinds of LLMs. Let me show here the website. Well, the first website you can go is this LMstudio.ai, right? You can get there, and I'm just sharing here. Please, Hugo, if you can like send you to the audience, because this is so easy to use that is a I suggest you to go and download it and try out yourselves, okay? So we have like for everyone. I'm using in Windows here, okay? So you can go and download. We have a brand new version here that is 2.16 exactly to run a new LLM from Google. I tried last week and it didn't work, so I I realized that I had the old version. Now I when I updated, then the this new LLM started working. Okay, so you can go and run it here. This is the guy, right? Oh, what is the most interesting stuff we can do here? You can just go here, search an LM you want to try, and you can just download it. Okay. Oh, Pedro, but I don't know how to download a model. What I don't know where to go in internet to download a model. You don't need to know. You just go okay. For example, there is Google Gamma 2 billion instructor here. This is one of the newest models, right? You have here, you can have a button like this, download. I just downloaded, okay. I actually just click it, and the models are downloaded to my computer. It's downloading my user folder there somewhere, okay, and it's just a binary file, okay. So it's one file, a really big one file, okay. For example, this one here, the Gamma 2 videos is 2.6 gigabytes.
Yeah, right. Okay.
The Mistral is 5 point something gigabytes. Uh, the Code Llama that I downloaded here, the 34 billion parameters, they have like almost more than 20 gigabytes. So yeah, they are big
20,
files.
20 gigabytes. Don't have space on my MacBook for that much.
I, I believe the
Yeah, we
most
need to have
DLL,
some good storage to do that,
the
right?
most the most
And
DLLM is
if you wanna
trained.
try, if you are trying here with me, I suggest you to use this Google Gamer because it's the one of the smallest one. And when you run it, you're gonna need a lot of RAM memory. Okay, so these 2 billion here are the number of the parameters of this model. So a
Pedro.
2 billion models. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I think Igor, do you want to add a comment there?
Yeah, can you
Please,
hear me?
you said
Yes, I can. We can
sure.
hear you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was mentioning about the size of this image, this LLM. I believe the biggest it is, the more it was trained, right? Most content. Also noticed some ones are less compressed, like it mentions there. Other ones are more compressed. So I believe this will also impact on the performance while running, right?
Yeah, that's true. At least till now, as bigger as it is, more trained data it has, but also some depending on the use cases. That's a really good question because people are starting to discuss about uh, small language models instead of large language models. It is
Mm.
focused on some specific topic, and they are trained within that scope. So it is smaller and also more precise because it does has only that specific scope. I haven't tried yet, but seems to be very promising approach. I believe that most of people don't need a model that has
Large.
all those large
Yeah,
language trained
absolutely.
Yeah,
data.
Absolutely.
let's try this one here. Let's see.
We can. Oh,
So
good. If you can show up here, would be
yeah,
interesting.
let's try. For
Yeah,
example,
you
this
can.
is when you open this chat, do we have this chat feature here, AI chat, and we can create a new chat. You can select the model you want to load, right? So, for example, I can load this my Gamma one here, but we have lots of options here, right? We can create a preset, and of course this there are some preset already created, like for the Gamma one, for the Code Lemma, for Mistral, right? The most newest one. And then we can choose this guy. The preset configurations, right? So we can tweak the how the model gonna behave here locally. Okay, I'm not changing anything, right? I just said here, okay, please use the GPU as much as you can, so it can be a little less slower. Let me load here, and it is interesting to see some information. It shows here like how much RAM it's been using. For example, now it's using like 5 gig of RAM, right? 5 gig of RAM. You can see we can see here like how much memory my computer is going. My computer has 40 gigas of RAM, so it's I can try some bigger ones. Let's run a little. Hey, hi gamer, how are you?
And here, maybe it's interesting to
Yeah.
ask.
Uh,
Actually, also George Tavares mentioned it here that you must have also GPU too. Bigger models need more GPU memory too. And yeah, that's
yes.
true if you want performance. But
Uh-huh.
you are not running with GPU now, right?
No.
Or you
Yeah, my
already.
computer. It's an interesting question, right? My computer is not a is not a game notebook. It's just it's a Dell notebook with an Intel GPU. So let me show you here. This is an Intel Iris stuff with a shared GPU memory. Okay, so not a real GPU. It's just a RAM being used as a GPU, right?
Mm,
So it's mostly using my memory and my CPU to run the stuff, right?
so in this
Are you
case,
seeing here? It works
mhm,
even if you don't have a big GPU, but of course will be much more slower.
mhm. So yeah.
Yeah, that's one point where maybe these small uh,
Model.
models start to show, right? When
Yeah.
you're looking to
Because
apply into business specifications, you can just have that small model trained to answer that specific needs from that business itself. Maybe we can start to see these in the next months, I would say.
Yes,
mhm,
actually, this is already happening. If you get Copilot, Copilot use
mhm. So
ChatGPT 3.5 Turbo to autocomplete because it's faster than ChatGPT 4.0. So in the chat, you have ChatGPT 4.0 because it's kind of smart, right? There's more parameters. But for
Mhm.
the autocomplete, because the latency should be really, really slow, really low. So it uses 3.5 turbo. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So you
Yes,
have both in the same product, right?
yes, in case of Copilot, yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
negative Copilot.
yeah, but
Yeah,
of course they own the OpenAI, right? So for them, I think it's easier to have this kind of thing. But probably, I think in the near future, most company will try small LLM models that it's more precise and more focused on their business and things.
Mm,
for sure.
yeah, absolutely.
And believe that we're gonna have like lots of smaller LLMs uh, turn it for a specific business stuff. Like for example, here we have this all these instruct ones here. They say you can use for training on top of it. So you can go and train it with your own data, make it more precise on your own stuff, right? So that's something interesting. This gamma one is just 2 billion, so you can see it can generate like really fast, even in my local computer here, right? Write an article about the awesomeness of AI. And then let's see what. And it just started writing the awesome artificial intelligence. You see, it has a pretty decent
Feedback.
feedback and fast generation. But when I tried the 7 billions or the bigger one, it takes a long time to
Mm,
start writing stuff. So
mm,
before starting it, it runs take a big CPU execution. You can see here the CPU execution. See, we say, oh, it's running on top of CPU and putting everything in place. So yeah, but are you seeing this 2 billion has a pretty decent work, right? That's why people that's why they talking about this the LLM new LLM for them, right? Let me stop here. Let me show something that I already created. I asked this guy to create a new a new novel about about wizards and stuff, right? And he started writing, so thinking, well, and but let me eject here and say show some that I have done. This one I used my Mistral 7 billion, right? The Mistral 7 billion has a big context. It's interesting to talk about the context as well. So the context is how big is the input and plus output you can add to your LLM, right? So in this case here, the Mistral it says it has 32,000 tokens, so you can use uh, with input and output together, right? So what I did here just to test was I took all the transcription of our latest podcast, right? Put here the all the transcription, how 1 hour and a half and stuff, right? It's not a small thing. And then I start asking something. Say, okay, list the 10 most important topics discussed in the video transcript above. So it started working correctly, right? Looks like we didn't talk much about it in the last in our last podcast. So the potential impact of AI in the job market for software engineers, and then I ask, okay, write a 1,000 words article about the video transcript for a renowned AI journal, and then he wrote a good text here. Of course, I didn't like it much, the text, the result of the text, okay, but it looks pretty decent as well for a 7 billion. It's a 7 billion permitted. But
mm,
like I say, it's not. I think it's not good to try out like here right now because it's gonna take some time. Okay,
mm.
we can try out later. I can show you, but that's why I did it before because I know it would take some time to try out like live with you guys. Okay,
Yeah, what I like
there.
the most is there are no limits in the input because when you're trying to use a chat GPT, if you have such large input, it will say that you cannot send it. But we don't have this limitation here at all.
Yeah, actually, it's a configuration. When you can
Mhm.
go here, you see here say, oh, context overflow policy. What do you want to do if the context gets to the limit, right? You stop at the limit, keep the system prompt and the first user message truncate middle, maintain a rolling window and truncate pass message. You can choose what you can do. What do you want to do? But in this case here, as I was using the the Mistral has a big context window, so I didn't get to the end. It's you see, I can't now. I can't see the number, but
Yeah, I was
when I
trying
put
where do you see the number of the size of the context.
yeah
I
my
just installed here, couldn't find here. Yeah.
yeah I couldn't find, but when I put it, it showed say
Ah,
well
okay.
you were using 13,000
Mm-hmm.
tokens when I put the first input, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So yeah,
And haven't
so I
exceeded the limit. Cool.
no it haven't seen not even 50% of the limit.
Mm-hmm.
You see, so it's a big input, and well, we have a you can use it
Yeah.
completely.
That's
All
really
right.
interesting
So
because when all these large language models started, one of the limitations was the token size that you can send on the context window, and
uh-huh.
more I've seen this evolving so quick. I think it's Google's. It is Gemini. They are
Yeah,
accepting lots of tokens, and that so much tokens that you can put an a whole book as an input, and it will accept as an input.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I don't know.
For sure.
Probably it will. It is costly to say
exactly.
such,
Exactly. So
but
Pro,
prove it out.
just for a trial, okay, just
Yeah,
for
go
a
ahead.
trial here, I'm using here. I loaded this Mistral 7 billion. It's using 10 gig of RAM. Okay, I and then I can open this chat again.
that's a lot.
Yeah,
10 gig
and
of RAM.
yeah, let's say write a video, a script for a 1 minute um, TikTok video about the content about the video transcript. Video transcript, just to show you.
I think you are in the wrong chat.
No.
Are you?
Oh yeah, I'm. Oh sorry. Oh great. Yeah, let me stop it. Sorry. And then it start getting some time because it's loaded the other one. Yeah, sorry about that. Oh, it's this one here. Okay. You see that it's fairly easy to use, right?
You, I think you're mute.
No, no,
Sorry,
I'm not just not
I
talking.
muted myself. Yeah. uh,
Hello?
yeah, I'm hearing now. I was
Yeah.
muted. Thanks, Thiago.
Yeah. Let me show you the
Yeah,
how.
show your example first. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, now you can see how long it takes. At least for a small example.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
you
but
already
this is
typed.
important to show because you have a really big context, right? So these also
Mhm.
make the model slow because
Yes.
it brings everything that
Mhm.
it has, all the context, all the parameters, and
You
Wow.
see, the CPU is
it's
stopped.
Yes, CPU is
It's
working a lot.
yeah, it's using like 30 gigas of RAM.
Oh,
My shared GPU is working, is being used as well.
yeah.
I think
Yeah,
we have time for questions while we wait for the model
For sure.
to respond. I
yeah,
saw that you are using the LMStudio on Windows. So how does it works? It is running at something on behind. It is working natively on Windows. Do you know if because
Yeah,
I tried Olama, and on Olama I have to run if I want to run it on Windows I have to run on Docker on WSL on Windows subsystem for Linux. to have it running
Uh-huh. No, no, it's running locally.
locally,
Uh,
natively on
yeah,
Windows
it's
also?
native in Windows, so it's using the C++ libraries and stuff, you know.
Um,
So everything is running locally,
yeah, that's much better.
natively. Sorry, yeah. So you can see it takes a lot of time, but it works nicely. Well, let me stop here. I'd like to show another interesting
Cool.
stuff. Are you seeing here? Token count 14,000.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's a lot.
yeah.
That's something that I was looking around about these tokens because I'm brand new to that. But what I could see is that these tokens are the quantity of the input data that you can send in a single request to be processed, right?
Yeah, and it's both, right? It's input and output.
Mm,
So you need to have all your input and output data inside this context length. So that's the problem. So that's why we cannot have like a book and say, okay, summarize this book.
uh,
The, or even or for example, or even worse, if you have a small book and say, "Well, write another small book," so you cannot, right? So you can summarize because summarize is low is smaller than the input, and there is another stuff here that is uh, when we are in a chat like this, we are sending all the execution of the chat, all the history in one input. That's why he knows what happened before, right? The LLM doesn't have memory. You you need to put everything you have in your chat in one input, and then it calculates the return,
mm. So
right?
it sends
So
it all again. Yep.
yeah, it sends everything again. Of course, this tool here helps a lot on that. So it just do it for us, right? When you were using LangChain, for example, LangChain you need to code that to execute. So you need to go and okay send all the history, and you're gonna send all the history and then get the.
I
All
see.
right. Yeah, it is interesting. It's interesting to try out. It's interesting to try out different LLMs and see how they behave, right? But there is another stuff that is even more interesting on this tool here. There is this guy here. This guy is a local inference server, web server, right? What it does it just it fires up a local server using the same schema for of open API endpoints. So, for example, if you have a code that goes and fires some request to OpenAI server, you can point out to this your local server here, and it's going to work because it's the same scheme, right? So let's try out. Let me show you. Let's put the game again. So now we are gonna have a local server with Gima calls. With Gima answering the calls, right? I'm gonna start the server here. Local port 1234, right? It's running, okay. And I have a hello world here, right? Let's copy this code and run here in a bash. It's a core code, right? Let's just call it. See? It's just return the result, and it returns exactly the same way it's open if it was on OpenAI. So yeah, we can now try some code that knows how to talk with an OpenAI, calling directly your local server here. And you can try out any LLMs. So, for example, if you have a system running against an OpenAI server, you can try and say, okay, this LLM, let me see if my system works in a smaller version, in a smaller LLM, not as big as OpenAI, right? So, for 2 billion here, for example, you can try out and see if it works. And what I was thinking is like, okay, man, can I use this LM instead of my GitHub Copilot, for example? Like using that in VS Code? I said, okay, I don't want to pay GitHub Copilot. I want to run it locally here using this guy. I say, okay, this is a 2 billion one, but it can work. Of I don't know if it will be as good as GitHub Copilot. Of course not, because it's like a 2 billion parameter. But let's see if it works, right? How to run a local GitHub Copilot in your VS Code? Well, let me show you. That's the end of the presentation here. Well, there is a new extension of VS Code called Code GPT. These guys here, they have their own extension for Copilot, right? It looks like a Copilot, but it can work with many different kinds of LLMs. So you can connect it to OpenAI if you want to play that. If you pay for your API key in OpenAI, okay, you can plug it to Cloud or any other you want. If you have an internal one in Azure, for example, you can go in Azure and create your internal OpenAI server, right? To not get your code exposed at the internet for OpenAI and stuff, right? So you can do that, or you can connect to LMStudio here using this guy. So I just download VS Code extension. Let me show you here. So it's this guy. Okay. It's this guy. Code GPT, Chat AI agent. You install it in your local VS Code. You can using it. It says you can use for AI chat assistant, auto completion, code explanation, error checker, and much more. They say. Let's take a look. Of course, you need to set up this. So you set here. It says, oh, I want to open AI GPT 3.4, but I'm going to use LMStudio, right? So what is that? It's saying, okay, you're going to connect it like an OpenAI, but it will be an LMStudio, right? Let's see how good it is.
It's kind of say use the same
We have the
client.
code GPT here. Oops. It has a chat. Let's say hi. Let's take a look in our LMStudio and see how it's responding. We're seeing here, we can have here all the prompt that VS Code Studio is sending to our server, right? This is the content. I am a helpful programming expert accent. If you ask me a question that is rooted in truth, follow the user instruction with precision and attention to detail, blah, blah, blah. This is a pre-prompt, right? And now the user says, hi. Nice, huh? And it returns here in our chat. So it's connected. So I could ask, say, okay, create a Python function that finds a number inside an array. Something. Let's see. Oh, it's returning. If we look here, we can see it's streaming, right? We can see that the CPU is 100%.
Well, it's the
It
CPU
goes to
won't
the
tell you.
cloud.
Huh?
The consumption goes to the clouds.
Yeah. I see. This is just find a number in a small for loop. That's it. Let's just insert code here. Nice, right? It finished what he said. Just say let's just write an example. Oh no, not this example, man. All right, cool. But well, it it is interesting to have to be able to have code here. So, for example, here,
Eh, And if you try
uh,
out completion, have you tried that?
oh yeah, I tried.
Because the
It
latency
didn't
should
work.
be really low, right? So
Yeah, it's impossible to use.
okay.
It's impossible to use, and of course, and this is not that the worst that I have tried
Yes,
because
yes.
I have only used Google 2 billion today, but last time I was using the other ones and it was impossible. So, for example, having like a right button here, we have what? Whoa! Oh, I had
It's
here
enable
code.
table, the code
Yeah,
completion.
here.
Explain code.
Everything? Explain code, refactor code, document,
Yeah.
find problems, unit test. Let's run document and see what's happening here. What it does. We know it takes some time. You see? Let's see what's happening.
Yeah, this lack of feedback is really bad.
Yeah.
Yes, but it finished. It didn't. Yeah, it didn't say anything. I well, I don't know what happened, but here we can see there is something here.
The code is so clean that no need to documentation.
Yeah.
Yeah, this code is easy. Let's see if it can say if it can explain.
In the logs on LMStudio seems to be
Oh,
some tips there.
Explain.
it, oh
Yeah,
no,
I
it was
get it.
here. You see, it created
Mm.
But
explain.
not the documentation,
Oh,
right?
Yeah, it's explaining now.
there it is.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Cool.
cool. It actually works. It, well, it's 100% CPU, lots of memory. The GPU is running as well. But yeah, it's there. Oh, it's even told an example now. Let's see if it works. Yeah, it works. At well, Looks
Hey Pedro, have you done a comparison using ChatGPT and these models here to see the different results?
what I've seen is that this code. Well, first thing is latest. Latest it makes it almost impossible to use. I
Mm,
use it. I've been using in day to day GitHub Copilot,
yeah,
and it's awesome. Of course,
me,
even though if it just shows some totally random examples sometimes, but when you start going and getting used to it, you understand that how you can better use for GitHub Copilot, because latency is not a thing, right? So we can just use it. These guys use the latest, and you see there's sometimes we can't even try anything, right? This is one thing. The second one is I was testing the Mistral 7 billion.
mm,
When I compare the 7 billion Mistral with the Code Llama, the 34 billion that I have here, the Code Llama is much better in generating code,
mm,
right? Much better. I was trying some more difficult stuff like, oh, I want to create an endpoint using Python Flask and stuff, and the Code Llama could do that, and the Mistral couldn't, right? The code was totally wrong. All this kind of stuff, and of course, GitHub Copilot you can do like without thinking, right? So
yeah,
yeah, the difference is what for in my case, if you want to use it professionally as code generation, yeah, you can use GitHub Copilot in a much better way.
yeah, absolutely.
But of course, if you want to try out some different models and see how they behave, or if you want to test your own code, and instead of running it in OpenAI, running in in other kind of LLMs, and it's much easy. It's incredibly easy to use.
Yeah, that's
Well, you
very
can see.
helpful to have it locally for local development. That's very helpful at all. And I truly believe that, like I mentioned before, when we start to use more these smaller models, this will be even more used in the daily work. But for the daily to daily coding work, I'm also using GitHub Copilot, and that's awesome. That's great. I have no complaints
For
at
sure.
all.
No, me neither. I love GitHub Copilot. It
Uh,
helped me a lot.
I have one complaint about it. Copilot doesn't work very well in IntelliJ, at least until now. We do not have the chat yet.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
we do.
oh,
We do have chat. I'm
Oh,
using
okay.
chat.
Okay, it's
Y-
because okay, it's because you are using a personal account, right?
No, I'm using a business account, but
Uh,
your company needs to accept
Okay,
the
the
chat
beta, the
because
beta, the beta thing, right? Because I think it is until in
yes,
beta.
yes, that's on beta.
Yeah,
That's still on beta. But
yeah,
if they
yeah.
accept that will work, and it's working very fine for a beta.
Yeah, I think
And
they will release this month, probably. I don't know, next or in the third week of this month. They intend to release. So yeah,
that
but
will be
mhm.
thank
awesome.
you for your feedback because I'm not using the chat yet because I do not have access. I try a little bit the Visual Studio, but Visual Studio, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm also IntelliJ user. Last month we hadn't access at all, but this on February they just approved the beta one to have the chat and all the integration that you have having in all your files opened up. You just type, you just select it, and it answers you in the chat with all that context into IntelliJ without going out. that's awesome. You will enjoy it as soon as that's available for you to use
Yes.
too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's amazing because it has a better context than these other two, right? Because it uses the open files that you have and use it as a context, so have a precision
Ex-
response. Yeah.
Exactly.
But go on, Pedro. Show this another plugin because this is
No,
another amazing plugin.
Chat with
no, no,
yeah.
no. It's just the I'll talk about IntelliJ. I
Yes.
remember that they called GPT has an IntelliJ plugin, but looks like I didn't try out. Okay, but it looks like a different plugin. Just it can configure everything here. But yeah, you're
Yeah.
gonna need to try out ourselves and
Yes,
see.
I tried IntelliJ with another plugin called Continue. You can
Yeah.
have it in IntelliJ, and then
Hmm.
in Continue you can select which model you want to use. So you can use ChatGPT, whatever
Con-
version, and you can also connect it. I tried it with LMStudio. So I
mhm.
started LMStudio locally. I loaded some models, and when you are starting the server in LMStudio, then you can reference it in that plugin in IntelliJ, and then you can use your local model. So it is working, but my CPU was on 100% for 3 minutes until I got the answer. So
Yeah.
I know the feeling. Let me
The,
stop here.
the code
okay,
GPT is great because you can do everything just in the plugin. You can download the model, start the server, and use in the chat the plugin from IntelliJ. It's
Hmm.
also amazing to try it out. But yeah, but I don't think we have auto completion, or at least the latency was too high. So I
It is
I
true.
don't. Yeah, this is another problem.
But for LMStudio, right? But of course, if you are using
Yes, Copilot.
Claude or
Yeah,
Copilot,
it works
no,
fine.
or ChatGPT, because this Code GPT plugin, you can use other models on the
Oh
internet.
yes, yes, sure.
You can use models on the
Mhm.
internet, and
Yeah.
then of course you can use not only this local one, but the
Yes.
other ones. All right, that's it. What I had here to show.
Yes.
Thank you,
Awesome.
thank you
Awesome,
for
Connor.
everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you.
LM Studio is really interesting because uh, actually I'll be it's a good opportunity to actually share that whoever watching us, if you are here in Brazil, we're gonna run TDC Summit on 26, 27. It is a version of the developer conference that will be focused on AI solutions and AI discussions, and I'm gonna run a workshop there. And one of my concerns was exactly okay. I was thinking to use Olama for examples, but on Windows it is a bit clunky to use. Since LMStudio is just install and run and you can start the server, maybe better to shift the tool for using it. Looks like more user friendly too. Things have this nice user interface. Yeah,
Yeah,
really cool.
yeah.
Uh,
If you intend to do that using IntelliJ, I don't know if you intend to do the workshop using IntelliJ.
yeah,
I think you can also try it out the Code GPT
the Code GPT.
because you can do everything in the plugin. You can download the model, start a server,
All
all
in
in the
plugin.
plugin. Use the chat. So
That might be interesting. Yeah, cool. Really good.
That's a good one.
It will add value for the for
Mhm.
the people that enroll the workshop. Good, good, good. A nice tip. Thanks, Thiago.
Yes.
Yeah. So this code GPT does have the GitHub, right? Repository here. I went to the to the site, and
Yeah.
they haven't shared the.
No, 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 no. This is a different one. Okay.
Ah, this is a different one. Ah, okay.
Yeah.
This is for
It's just the
specific
same
for
name.
intermediate. Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
I thought that they were the same, but they are.
Cool. Okay. Well, so and how was the do you have been using these local models for other stuffs besides code completions? Have you been using LMC for other stuffs too?
You're asking me?
Yeah.
No, unfortunately not. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not using LLMs in my work
It is
currently.
for local. It's really heavy, right? You just share the CPU and memory usage, and yeah, still
You could see.
yeah, difficult to be on day-to-day work. At least without GPT, without models running, I feel my computer is
Yeah.
slow. So handling it
I
without
was
them.
I was worried if my computer would be able to live stream and run this thing.
Oh, yeah.
you know,
He did it.
wait, yeah, it did it. So yeah, I'm happy, but you saw the CPU 100%. I was thinking, oh my god, let's hope it works.
Uh, yeah, one big application that I see for this way of running that locally is the one that I was mentioning before. When you have specific model trained to attend company needs, that is personal data or something like that, and you develop an application that will be consuming from that model, that specific data, kind of you can have a WhatsApp chatbot that knows internal stuff from the company and is going to answer its customers in a smart way. So having that in smaller models, running that locally, that can be very powerful to any business. So business will start to look to have its own trained models to plug into these applications, so they can have a lot of benefit on that. That was the first idea that came up to my mind when I started playing with that, and I really see a lot of power in the next steps for these.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
me too.
I also believe that small language models would be rising in the market, especially because they will see uh, it always that trade-off. Oh, you have a big model, generic model that can answer anything, but actually you don't need to answer anything. You need to answer some specific scope things, so you can fit in a much smaller hardware and use it in different use cases. Yep, I think I believe I also believe that there will be a shift on the market on it on the
Yeah, but
interest.
it's also awesome to have kind of chat GPT into your machine.
Yes.
That's truly amazing to see that happening as well. But thinking about applicability in the next future for business and revenue, I truly believe that the small ones will be the path for these applications.
Really cool. So, people from who is watching us, if you had, if can you, if you had already heard about LMstudio, if you tried it while you are watching us, I have installed here, Pedro. So I have tried it here.
Hmm.
Have time to download the Gemma model here,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
it asked for my Mac to update the OS version. I can't believe it.
Oh.
I can update it now because it will restart my my Mac. So yeah, I have to wait for the session to finish to test it out.
Whoa, your Mac asked to restart, my Windows didn't.
Oh man.
Yeah. Don't want to say anything.
I won't say anything.
Yeah, interesting.
You have a mountain of RAM memory there, 40
Yes, Pedro.
gigabits of RAM. That's a lot. Will never
Forty
restart, even with
gigabytes.
Windows.
Yeah.
Even Windows didn't need to restart.
Yeah.
Cool. So we are reaching our 1 hour of session. If I can see any question from the audience, but I really enjoyed the session to see new tools. I think hands-on example it's always good to see, right? To share here, and then we do usually share books or posts these days. I don't know if you guys had some interesting topic that you would like to share today. I think I have this summit. No, no.
Oh, I
Just
had
me.
one
Yeah.
here. Just a minute.
Okay. Oh, and there, Igor. Sorry, it's your first time, but we do
Yeah.
usually um, keep our last minutes to share some books, some content, some posts, some article that we read during the week, and it would be interesting for the people uh, to catch on, read, and follow. So if you have any content that you would like to share, it's always welcome here. It's the moment.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I can share with you guys something here. Um, well, I'm starting to write again,
Mhm.
like you say about articles. And today, I'm opening my blog again. It's called igorfragadev.com. If anyone want to join there, I'll be writing about Java, technology, stuff in general, but also about other stuff that affects all of us that are developers, that are architects, about well-being, living, working, balance with between life and work, and how to communicate better. These are some of the stuffs that I want to reach out a lot about that, and also a lot about how do you go global, how do you go internationally. I'm working for around 2 years for American companies, and I want to share a little bit about that as well. Because going global, you have the freedom to be anywhere you want and work to companies everywhere. Either they are in the US or in Europe, and you can live where you want it, or if it's more affordable, or if you like to live in the beach and you want to work with a company that it's on snow. So I will be writing about that all, and just take a look and follow me there. It's igorfragadev.com.
Cool. I'm sharing here. I hope I get the right address.
Yeah.
Uh, I share it on the comments, and I believe it does connect a lot with Pedro's what Pedro would share now, right, Pedro?
Yeah, I'd like to share this about the same topic, right? I too work in an international company and to help people to get there. So I'm involved with this Global Career Summit.com, and it's one of my friends, Leandro Batista, that started this uh, 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 this summit, and I talked to him. I will be giving a talk there as well, and so I suggest to you, if you want to get to international career, this will be a very interesting opportunity, because not only we're gonna have good talks about the topic, but we're gonna have some recruiters and companies recruiting right away. We in chats live with the recruiter, so you can talk to them about their own opportunity they already have there. So this will be an interesting topic, and if you remember that we get from here, you can put my my code. Well, where's why my code could be sent?
Promo code
Uh, yeah,
code
my
15
my
COD 15.
yes, this one exactly. My promo code 15. Use this promo code 15, and you can get 15% of discount in your registry today. Okay, so don't lose this opportunity because this is uh, I actually it's the first time I see a summit uh, like that here in Brazil. So yes, it will be awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
great. So I'm sharing here my screen so people can see in the events site, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there's
Good.
a guy that will be in this event. If you scroll
Hmm.
down, this Rodrigo Santiago from Rocket Lawyer. I've worked with him
Oh, really
Really
cool.
in Rocket Lawyer. so
nice. Oh,
so
this is the Leandro. Leandro was one of the
Brilliant.
one speaker last year in international career track when I was there in São Paulo. I was coordinating there the track, right? And then I knew him there, and he started this awesome idea of event. So yeah, there will be Carol Tequita there, Leandro, me, many people, many interesting guys talking and interesting opportunities to discuss there as well. To
Oh,
get
you're
there as
here.
well. Oh, yeah, I'm here. I'm there. Nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Eh,
Awesome.
eh,
Seems to be a great event. Yep. Go ahead,
looks
Pedro.
awesome.
You are.
that's it. Thank
Yep.
you.
Yeah, Damian asked it. Yes, this is live. Uh, but the event would run on April
Oh,
6th.
David.
Okay.
April 6th. Yes.
Yeah. And will be 100% online. Okay, so it will be
100%
live.
online. So
Cool.
no excuses. Oh, I can't go. Oh, I can't go to Sao Paulo. No, it's on 100%
I got a
online.
traffic jam.
I got a traffic jam. No excuses.
Okay. So great. So since I'm sharing my screen, let me share. This is the blog from Igor Fraga. I'm correct, Igor? Just to make sure.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that's the
Cool.
right one. I'm starting to post. Just finishing some adjustments there, but
Great.
this was posted some hours ago, if I just say. There will be
Yeah.
a lot of content there, and my focus is, like I mentioned, you guys here, share about some of the people skills and also about technology stuff that we like, that we love, that we work, and about how do you behave, how do you go global as well. Not as much as you will see in that summit, but step by step something sharing from my experience and how do you enhance your communication with your partners, with your teams, and all that stuff. Uh, if you like about that, just join me there, subscribe to the newsletter, and stay up to the new posts. You can also follow me in the social media, and we'll be in touch.
Oh, that's great, man. So thanks a lot for sharing and yeah, today we have lots of content for to help you get international career, right? Global
Yeah,
career. Yeah, amazing.
absolutely.
So
Absolutely. I'm also learning with all you guys here. We have talked together. Here will be a blog post in tomorrow probably about we'll talk about this session here.
oh,
I
that's
will
cool.
be I will be putting your Twitter links or X links there as
Mhm.
well, so
Yeah.
everybody can follow you guys as well. I'm just restarting my Twitter as well again, And that's awesome. That's the exchange that we like.
Cool. Great. Sheila, Thiago, do you have something would you like to share today?
Um, Not today, but maybe the next time. So I'm still working on my personal web page. So
No problem.
Same
Whoa,
for me. Not
And for you?
today,
the
but
launch will be the next session.
Okay.
who
So
knows?
I think last thing, maybe I already mentioned it. It will have 4 people in Brazil. We're gonna have the TDC summit. It is focused on artificial intelligence on 26, 27 March, and yeah, I'm gonna be there coordinating AI for development and DevOps architecture and quality. So if you are interested, connect with us. I'm gonna be sharing events and probably distributing some free tickets on those events, meetups that we're gonna run together with TDC community. So stay connected. And yeah, I think that's someone write something here. Let me see. Damian, why uh, why it's so hard to land job as web dev nowadays? I'm struggling so hard for 1 year and getting always rejected. Um, yeah, probably that have to be. Uh, do 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 you have quick insights here to talk with Damian before we finish the session?
I think
Yeah, I
maybe.
think
Go ahead,
sure.
Pedro.
No,
Go
but
ahead.
please go.
I think maybe you can bring this subject to a next session. But one important thing is, I think the first one is the hardest one. So don't give up, keep pushing hard, and study fundamentals. I think this is really important. I don't know, Pedro, if you want to add something else.
No,
Yeah, I would
exactly.
like to add
I
something
was
as
thinking
well.
about exactly if it is the first one or if you already if you are already an experienced developer. So yeah, it's been the very first job is being very hard currently. Currently, the companies are and even for remote one, it's even harder
Yeah.
because now companies are coming back to the office and all this stuff. So probably I would suggest to try any opportunity you can get, even local ones. You
Yes.
know, because after you get at least 1 year of experience, it starts getting easier. But the very first ones are really hard. Yeah,
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
give up.
Yeah.
It's a very good career, but yeah, this beginning is is being tough. We are living in tough times currently,
Yes.
with all these layoffs and stuff. But there is lots of opportunity yet. Don't give up. Go and try any opportunity you can get, even the local ones.
Yeah, absolutely. And something I would like to add, if you
Okay.
can have starting creating some portfolio of your own personal projects, create something that you're learning,
Did I
post
get
it to
disconnected?
GitHub, and then you can have something to show. If you,
Yes.
you are not empty hand when you go to an interview, and always learning, and don't give up, like guys mentioned here, and you soon be that you will be where you want to be.
Yeah.
We can do, Damian, if you are interested, we can bring this topic into the next session. We do usually finish. We are you got us in the really end of our session today, but we do always love to help people here. If you are if you have some specific things, some specific challenges that you would like to bring here and discuss with us, We have a lot of people that has a lot of experience and then that can help you with that. So if you have anything you would like to share, it's always welcome. You can ask here, and we're gonna be watching you and bring the topic on the next session. All right. Cool. So, thanks everyone. So, special thanks for Pedro for bringing the content and sharing the experience with the LMStudio, uh, and also Igor that just joined us today first time. You are welcome, Igor. Welcome
Thank
to
you,
the
guys.
board, and yeah, let's create more content here and help more people. So, thanks Chila, thanks Thiago. See you everyone. How do you made
See
it?
you.
You have a button. Probably you have
I,
that, Hugo. You have a button up in the stats bar.
Stats bar.
Probably yes, you have.
I,
It's green, but I can teach you in another way.
yeah, I have to find it later.
Yeah.
So let me just close the session then. See you all. Thank you. Bye
Yeah.
bye.
See you.
See
See
you.
you
Bye.
next time. Bye bye.